When I was about 10 years old, I looked a little older, maybe 11 or 12, but I was still just a kid. At the time, I used to walk an old lady's pug around the block for £1. She was really sweet, and it felt like such a big responsibility. One summer evening, after walking the dog, I decided to pop into my local shop. It was only a 5-minute walk from my house, and I'd done it plenty of times before. The shop was quiet, just the faint hum of the refrigerators and the smell of sugar and crisps. I was standing in the sweets aisle when a man came in. He started talking to me. I can't remember the whole conversation. It's been years, but the parts I do remember still make my stomach drop. He offered to buy me sweets and drinks. I was 10, alone, and greedy for sugar. I said yes. He spent nearly £20 on sweets alone. Somewhere in between, he brought up something strange. Somehow he knew I had a much younger sister. He asked if she liked bonbons. I remember saying I wasn't sure, that she was probably too young for them. Then, while we were looking at drinks, he asked me what school I went to. I froze. I was only 10. I didn't know this man. But then, before I could even answer, he said the name of my school. "You go to school, right?" My heart dropped. I had never seen him before in my life. Trying to cover myself, I lied. I told him I went to a school down the hill from my actual one. He asked where I lived next. That's when the panic set in. If this guy lived locally, if he knew my parents, why would he need to ask? I lied again, said I lived near the train station. And then he said something that made my blood run cold. "I've seen you walking from my street." I didn't know what to do. My mind was racing. Why had this man just spent nearly £30 on a stranger's snacks? Why was he asking me questions he clearly already knew the answers to? When we left the shop, he offered to walk me home. It was still summer, between 7 and 9 p.m., light enough to see, but my gut told me no. I lied and said my dad was waiting for me. He still walked me part of the way, right to the start of my street. Before the turnoff, I said again that my dad was at the end waiting in his car. The second I could, I ran. Straight home. I didn't tell my mom. When she asked where I'd gotten all the snacks, I lied and said I'd found some money. I never saw him again. Not once. Looking back now, I don't even think he lived near me. But to this day, I still wonder why he knew so much about me.